All right, so Andalusia, street sign, retrofit, customizing, whatever. Normally a sign like this, you guys have done it. You guys wouldn't really warrant a video, but there's a couple things I want to clarify from the work order and the files, how we're actually going to make it. So lay of the land, you're just going to get two more street signs that you're adding, and that comes with the little guys there. You're going to be making a new pole, new post, so new parts for that just to have it. But I know there's a bucket somewhere with these, so, you know, but just to replace. And then I know that we also have more of these, but let's not use up what we have and go down to 0 on hand. Let's go ahead and route some more and make sure that we're keeping up, because these are ancient relics from a bygone era. And like it says here, these were cooked up by route, so I don't have any way of reproducing these. And so if we lose the route file, or if we lose an actual one we can hold and use for an example, then we might be out of luck. So make sure that we go ahead and route some more and just keep them on hand. So, all right. So difference being that if you look at the work order, it says 89 overall from the top of the post there. It's actually going to be 81. That's all. So I just want to clarify that. If you go 89 and 60 as it's drawn, then the spacing gets too spaced out there. And it's more important that it stays 60 to the stop sign. So 89 is just not the correct size. So your overall is going to be 105. Edgar, go ahead and chop it up. And you know where these guys are here. You're just going to weld those down about a 1/2 inch. That's a 5/16 tap, if you remember. Remember, it's that little jig that helps you weld those in if you want. Remember, it's in those buckets up there. And then what you're going to do is wait for this to come back. They're going to bring back the existing, I guess, which is over here. This guy here this is the donor. So you'll have a topper again, and you'll have a stop sign, and you'll have these two rondas. So what you're going to want to do though is make sure that when you cut these, so these are 1x1 square tube, and I think they're like 1.25 inches long. So you can measure when it gets back, you can measure that distance. Not that big a deal, but I think it's like 1.25 inches. But when you slice this off, it's going to be shortened. And you also, when you go to weld this, you want to make sure it's nice and clean, because it's hard to get the gun in there, and it's important to get a nice clean weld. Otherwise these will come off, and then we're out of luck. So when you go to cut the rondas off and you cut the stop sign off, just go ahead and cut this in the middle, or cut it more towards this side. And then what I suggest you do is go ahead and take the time to grind these smooth and reattach a new nugget. That way you have fresh aluminum post and fresh nugget. And then take the time to grind the paint off the back, clear it all the way down so you get a nice clean weld and you're not breathing burnt paint. As well as I would go ahead and grind the paint off the front as well, because when you go to weld on this thing, you'll go molten, you know, the aluminum will go molten, and then the paint smoke will come through and contaminate your weld. So you want to make sure that's clean. I think these are double face, so I don't know if you can do that on this one. Just do the best you can. But I would definitely grind around there real good, clean it up, get it down to raw aluminum, and then re-weld on your nuggets. That way you have like a nice, fresh, clean weld as best you can. So anyway, because all these are going to have to get repainted anyway, and they're going to all have to get redone. So I would suggest doing that. I know that these are Lord's Dawn. So watch out when you go to weld on your new nugget to see how, you know, make sure that doesn't affect that and this doesn't come off or anything. So just keep an eye on that. These aren't really that great for retrofitting. You know, I know that. So, but do the best you can. It's 2 inches down from there, and it's 1.5 inches in between each of these. And just make sure, pay attention. You're making the stop sign follow the same plane as the new signs, I guess. That's on the work order there. So just follow that. That's kind of how they have it. So anyway, so it's a combination of make sure you follow the work order, but don't follow the work order, follow this here. So it's this one here. So anyway, 24 on the ground. So I think that's it. So a couple of pro tips, but you know what to do on these bad boys. So anyway, good luck.